Hey guys, welcome back. I'm trying to do something new. I got a tank top, I got a camera, and I got a mic. We're moving up. We're doing things. Hey, you see it? Tank top warrior. One punch, one punch. Let me stop. But today I want to go over a few things to try to keep in mind when it comes to doing damage and when it comes to different types of weapons. So I'm gonna just get right into it. So one of the main things to keep in mind is the types of damage. Right now, this is the bow, and it has shatter, 4 points, and charge proficiency, which is 11.5 points. This basically dictates how much you charge your weapons per shot. So things with more charge proficiency charge your weapon burst faster than others. So see here, one shot from that, 2, 3, it fills it up a good amount. Now if I switched over to the scythe, 1, 2, 3 is nowhere as much as the bow, and I hit multiple enemies there. It's not just like I hit one enemy. So it dictates how fast you charge up your weapons burst. Let me just clear them real quick. They're being annoying. All right, there we go. Now, I'm back. So something like the daggers, they're usually like on the balance side, the more balanced side. So the shatter is close to the charge damage, but the shatter will never be as much as the charge because it's a dagger. Daggers don't hit as hard and doesn't do as much impact. So the charge damage, oh, sorry about that. The shatter damage won't be as much. Now let's compare it to something else. Now let's compare it to the hammer. The hammer, it has a whopping goddamn 10 shatter damage. That's great. That is beautiful. So when you're going up against shielded units, like, you're gonna want to take something like this out. Me in the beginning, I didn't have any real good shatter weapons, so I'm fighting enemies and these shielded units are taking a while to kill. Like, why is it taking so long to kill you, bro? What? Come on, it's taking way too long. So once I got the hammer, I was good. I didn't have to worry about too much. And its charge attack damage 6. It's to be expected. The hammer is going to have heavy shatter, low charge. Let's do more examples. Same thing with this bow. High charge, low shatter. High charge, low shatter. And this is a healing staff. So if you're support, you're going to have high charge and low shatter. More daggers, high charge, low shatter. But I want to say, when it comes to this game right now, I think Hilda might be the special one where her charge and shatter are exactly the same. Now, this is, let me see. Let me look through what I have right now. Hold on. 12.5. This is beautiful. This is just disgusting when it comes to shatter. Great. 12.5. Now this 12.6. So I think right now this may be the strongest shatter weapon. So when it comes to shields, this is going to be the best weapon to take down shields. But just keep in mind, the charge damage is low, and because this is a SR, its damage going to be significantly lower than a SSR. So just keep that in mind. This one's level 50, 1,147 damage. Let me switch over to this spear. This spear, it has 1 star, level 30, 409 damage. And just for the sake of the video, for you guys, I'm going to upgrade this to 50. My heart hurts, bro. That just hurt. That's like a good amount of materials, bro. I'm gonna have to farm that back out. So level 50, 1 star, 593 battle score. That's what that's gonna give you. CS, battle score, combat score, all usually the same thing, but this 593 compared to 1147, a vast difference. So if you were to pick up that spear for just the shatter damage, which is, it's not that crazy of a difference, it's just 0.1 more. I don't think that makes up that much of a difference, but if you're really trying to go crazy and crunch the numbers, then that may be a big difference you want to pick up. So when it comes to damage and fighting, keep in mind shatter and charge damage, because that really matters. Now let's move on to the other thing. The other thing I want to talk about is relics. Relics. These are important. Right now they're not too crazy because we don't have a way of leveling these up really fast. Right now most things are time gated, so later on when things are less time gated and we have more ways of gaining these materials, because you can gain materials for these to level them up by running, where is it, by completing various ruins. When you run these, you can run them once a day to gain the materials. Is actually, after I recorded the video, I went back and thought about it and tested out a dungeon, and actually once you clear a dungeon you cannot receive the items again. So it's not a daily thing. These, once you clear it, it's gone. You can't do it again. So the max you could get from a dungeon is what, 40, 15, 10 is 30. The max you can receive from the dungeon is 30, and if that doesn't max it out, then we'll have to find other alternative ways to get it. Or if in general, if you want to level up everything, then make sure you're running these and getting what you want, because the level for the relics really matter later on, like when it comes to number crunching and when it comes to dealing damage. So right now magnetic storm, that's the one I am going for, and I'm going for this because when you advance it 2 stars, no, I'm gonna start with 1. So 1 star, I have it already activated. It unleashes 2 electric tornadoes. That's great when it comes to the AoE of this particular relic, because this relic also pulls in enemies. So you throw out 2 tornadoes, more enemies you could pull in, more enemies you could do damage to, and more damage dealt. So that in itself is great. And I'm just a sucker for AoE, so anything that has to do with AoE, I'm picking it up. 2 star, increases tornado damage by 20%. Also good. 3 stars, unleash 3, not 1, not 2, not, wait, it is 3, but not 1, not 2, but 3 tornadoes. So that in itself is great. And then this is what I'm really looking for. This is not that much, but I believe in the long run, down the line, because you have these relics equipped, this is going to matter a lot. So increase volt damage by 1.5%, even if not deployed. So that means even if it's not active on the field, this thing still grants you passive bonuses that you will need later on when it comes to bossing, doing field bosses. That will be great. Personally, I want the volt damage because right now the main weapon that I use is the daggers, and 5-star daggers, thunder blades. That's my go-to, and that's the highest thing I have right now. It's at 2 stars, which I got luckily. So I pulled them once, pulled them twice, And then on the third one, I used the pity to get the second star. But I do want the fourth star so I could get his goddamn skin, because that, not gonna lie, skin looks good. And I'm a sucker for edgy stuff, so fire skin. All right, now back onto the relics. Got sidetracked, but relics, they matter. This 4-star, this is what you want to get to. Increases vault damage by 1.5%, and this also applies to most relics. They have something that applies a passive stat just by being equipped. Reduce physical damage received by 1.5%. This same thing. Increase vault damage by 1.5%, even if not deployed. And just go down the line. They all do this. All do something that you could use later on, and you probably will need later on. Increase force damage by 1.5%. This dude, I'm going to start using more because this is great. This gives you a shield, and you're gonna really need to shield later on. So I know I keep saying later on, but a lot of other content gonna get more difficult later on. So you're gonna want to make sure you have the right things. So this one, the first star, when the shield is broken, reduce the speed of the attacker by 35% for 6 seconds. That's good. And if you use this in PvP, because it doesn't say disabled in the Apex League, you can use this for PvP. So put up the shield, someone breaks your shield, movement slow by 35%. And 35%, god dang, that difference between you running and walking, it's a lot. And come down here, reduce flame damage received by 1.5%. Another passive. This in itself is going to be something that's really good, and I think this may be a staple when it comes to arenas or PvP. After the shield breaks, increase speed by 30% for 6 seconds. After the shield breaks, increase final damage by 20% for 10 seconds. This is going to be one of the most looked at relics, at least until we get the SSR relics. So let's take a look at the SSR relics. Let's take a look at their passives. Reduce physical damage by 2%. So just off that one, I think it's just going to go 2% down the line for each one of them for their passive stats. There we go, 2%. All of them just 2%. But remember, these relics are used as not just passive stat sticks, but they're also actives. So they'll also help you deal damage on the field. So like my storm, release tornadoes. Cybernetic arm, you can pull in enemies and deal damage to them. Missile barrage, self-explanatory. So this strange cube puts enemies in a bubble and knocks them back. And that is, I like it. I've used it a little bit and I mess with it. It's great when with AoE, a lot of enemies on top of you, you use that, knock them out of the way, push them back, and give yourself like a little room for a breather. Now let's talk about matrices. These are going to be extremely important, especially the SSRs. Extremely important. These give you extra combat score, but along with extra combat score, they give you passives, and these passives come brolic sometimes. Pause. Hold on. So, Pure White Guardian. If HP is less than 30% after being attacked, gain a shield equal to 20% minimum of max HP for 10 seconds. That's great. Give yourself a shield. Imagine, because it doesn't say it doesn't stack. So throw on the shield relic that I was talking about, plus this, you get hit, boom, They throw up a shield, his shield goes down, throw up the shield relic, boom, shield relic pops off, and it gives you all the extra attack buffs and final damage buffs and speed buffs that is said on the relic. So man, you could pop that first, that shield goes down, this activates, boom. It's freaking beautiful. That's just extra defense, extra survivability. And then it's the 4-piece. The 4-piece just changes everything. Increase whirlwind's damage by minimum of 36%, and restores HP equal to minimum 30% of the damage dealt while whirlwind is active, which is beautiful. The minimum HP restored every 0.5 seconds cannot exceed minimum of 60% of the attack, which means basically you can't heal yourself up 60% in one go, but since it's only 0.5 seconds, you could do it continuously. So it looks like a way to nerf it, whereas the person can't just boom hit you with a lot of damage, recover all their health at once. So that's good. It kind of tries to nerf it a bit, but you still gaining HP back, unless I'm misunderstanding the maximum HP restored every 0.5 seconds cannot. Unless I'm misunderstanding this, then this might be trash 4-piece, but it's not a trash 4-piece. You can look at it, it's not a trash 4-piece. Now look at the Rational Liberation. Increase damage progressively by 1% upon hitting a target, stacking up to 20 times. So up to 20% more damage from attacking a target. Continuously attacking a target. See, I need these on my dual blades, bro. If I had this on my dual blades, man, and this is only 2-piece. That's only the 2-piece buff. And then the 4-piece buff is increase dual EM stars electrical explosion damage by minimum of 16% up to 40% of attack. So, bro, this is just a beautiful set. Personally, EM stars, I don't think that's a part of my weapon skill. So if I was to use this, I would just be going for the 2-piece if I'm not using this weapon. So for me, throw a 2-piece of this on, and then if I throw a 2-piece of this on, I have plus 20% attack, and then I have HP shield of 20% for 10 seconds. That's beautiful. You get survivability and you get damage on top of that. So these matrices are going to be very important. The rare ones, they don't do that much. They just give you a little damage buff. And the super rare ones, they kind of get into the field of, yeah, you kind of want to focus on the super rares, but rares is just if you ain't got if you ain't got SR, then you just go with the rares. I mean, not too crazy, but you gotta focus on the SRs and focus on the super rares. But that's it, guys. If you like the format, if I was informative, drop a subscribe down below, and thanks for checking out the video. Now enjoy yourself. Go play Tower of Fantasy, bro.